And we are here for a preliminary examination on a possession of methamphetamine case and a resist and obstruct case.
Welcome to a preliminary hearing where the stakes are already sky high. Meth possession, obstruction charges, and now, an active investigation into the deputies who made the stop. Buckle up, because what starts as a routine case is about to spiral into a legal showdown.
It's almost completely accurate. The part about an open investigation against Deputy Roloff and Deputy King for the initial stop is actually underway. I've dealt with state troopers in regarding to this matter, and I think that moving forward, I don't see how it could be anything that Deputy Roloff or Deputy King says until the end of that investigation. I don't think how it could be pertinent to what we have going on, and I would be more than willing to sit this dead time and deal with all the time that may occur up until now, until the resolution of that investigation is done, because there's going to be wrongdoing found, I believe.
So, Mr.
In regards to this,
what is the nature? And I don't want you to get into the facts of it, but what is the nature of your complaint to Michigan State Police?
It's not the Michigan State Police. It's Deputy Roloff and Deputy King of Grand Traverse County.
But you said that the state police were investigating it. So what was the nature of the complaint?
There was wrongdoing by Deputy Roloff and Deputy King.
Are you alleging
in regards to the drug, in regards to the possession? I'll say that.
Are you alleging that they're untruthful in some way?
If the defendant is alleging dishonesty from the arresting officers, could that undermine the entire case? In legal terms, that's brushing up against Brady versus Maryland, which requires the prosecution to disclose exculpatory evidence. But does this situation qualify? Let's keep that on our radar.
Absolutely.
Mr. Niegos, do you want to follow up or supplement anything?
Absolutely not.
All right, Ms. Carey, any argument?
Can we have Ms. Chandler subpoenaed to court, please?
I'm a little bit perplexed. We've been here 4 times, and I know some of that has been on our part. I have the Grand Traverse County deputies here and ready. It is now almost 5 to 5 or 10 to 5. If the defendant wants to prolong this pending an investigation by the state police, that's up to him, I guess, and to the court. But just so he knows, it could be more than a week, and I don't want to have them come back for the 5th time next week. So if we're going to have it investigated, let's not schedule it until we're certain that investigation is over, then that's fine. Otherwise, we're prepared to move forward.
Well, it sounds like what Mr. Du Bois is asserting is some sort of Brady violation, and I will admit it's been a while since I looked into Brady, but as I recall, during other Brady issues I had, it's not necessarily appropriate to raise a Brady issue at the preliminary examination. It would be more appropriate for a trial, and that
legal nuance time. The judge is right. Brady violations are usually raised at trial, not at prelims. But if the deputy's credibility is in question, it could still influence whether this case should even move forward. This is classic courtroom chess, strategy over spectacle.
That issue would be raised by trial. Presumably, if we were to move forward for preliminary examination, any investigation by MSP would be done by then. But even if there is some sort of investigation, that doesn't necessarily rise to the level that there be some sort of violation of either Brady or Giglio. So the court is prepared to deny that request today. But as Ms. Carey indicated, we are already at 5 minutes to 5, and I don't see how we can do a prelim today. But are you guys able?
I am.
The court and staff are. If the party, Mr. Boys, it's my turn now.
Yes, sir.
If the parties are willing to hang over, we can at least get started on this and see where we wind up.
Your Honor, may I speak?
Mr. Du Bois, you have done more talking than any other defendant I have let.
Fire tension alert. The judge is clearly over it. After months of delays and what he sees as stalling tactics, he's laying it out: either we move forward, or we risk justice being denied by endless limbo. But here's the deeper issue: is the defendant gaming the system, or is the system failing him?
That talk in the last 3 months. Every time we come in, you complain that it wasn't moving fast enough, and now today has been nothing but stall tactics in order to get it stopped. You've had 3 months to file a complaint with Michigan State Police. They've had 3 months to investigate it. We're here for a preliminary examination today. I have to get this case moving. You can shake your head all you want. You can shake it all you want. But, you didn't have a prelim last week because of your own actions, and now you're asking for another an adjournment today.
That I did. That it was my fault. My trial rights are being violated, and you're just letting it happen. That's why Ransom was gonna throw it out the first time. What do you, I'm not being heard. You are, that's why I'm saying you're biased. You have tried me before in 23, 22. You come from the prosecutor's office. You and Joanna Carey are openly friends. How am I getting an unbiased, fair chance here? Furthermore, I tried to fire this attorney already. I want to represent myself. Who knows my case better than I? Me. At this point, I would like to dismiss Mr. Niegos under the, I would like witnesses called at a prelim hearing. I believe I'm entitled to those, Your Honor. I believe I'm entitled to call my own witnesses. I believe I'm entitled to ask questions again, for the officers. None of this stuff, I feel like I'm just being pushed through, and I've been through this enough, Your Honor, that I know I got all the paperwork here that says what I'm entitled to. And yeah, I do talk a lot. You know why? Because I know what my rights are, and every time I don't, I get pushed through this system and I get screwed around. I do. And the investigation has started since day one. Since I come into this jail, I asked to speak with a state trooper. You can call them, get in touch with them. I encourage it, because there's wrongdoing here.
Mr. Niegos?
I'm sorry, it's frustrating you. Imagine how I feel.
You're not frustrating me, Mr. I'm here all day, Mr. Niegos.
Your Honor, I obviously I'm yammering and stammering. I'm not entirely sure what to say. He's representing. He knows his rights. He's representing. He tried to fire us before. I did have an opportunity to speak with him. I probably should have put this on the record as to the whole MFR thing in the note from last week. He indicated he was not referring to me or my firm. As such, I was going to continue with him. Based on his representations here today, I am absolutely more than fine to step aside. And since he indicates again that he knows his rights and etc., then if the court's inclined to discharge me, I take zero offense or issue with that.
Has the attorney-client relationship broken down, do you believe?
I know that there's been a previous significant issue between he and a colleague of mine in my firm. The relationship between Mr. Du Bois and myself has not been a upward linear one, so to speak. And based on his representations here today, indicating that he's repeatedly, in his words, tried to fire me, as if indicating somehow I've insisted or I have some sort of vested interest to remain on this case as his counsel. I believe so, Judge.
What about the interview between us that was scheduled yesterday? You've missed two.
Okay, Mr. Du Bois, this is
Mr.
Du Bois. This is the perfect example. He's saying that the communication process is broken down. He wants out, and yet you want to argue with him. Why, I don't know, but you want to argue with him about
Because I want it on record. Why? I'm not just being disruptive. I'm stating what's going on. I should have an attorney that can come in here and sit down with me and go through my case, not 10 minutes before we come before you. This is the problem here. This is how it goes for every inmate that comes in here. If they're not paying for an attorney, they come in here, the lawyer sees them for 5 minutes, they don't go. How much time have you spent on my case? Tell me some specifics in it. Your Honor, nobody can. That's why I'm raising such a fit about this. It's unconstitutional. You tell me that I'm getting a good defense by one of these lawyers that spend no time. He's on polycam. We have not sat down one time and went over any part of my case. Not one. You tell me how that's constitutionally right and fair to my fair and speedy trial. Am I right to be represented by a decent attorney? I don't understand why you guys can't see what I see and what other people see. I don't get it. I'm not trying to waste time. I'm not trying to be disruptive. And you know what? I take full accountability for my actions, why I'm in these chains, and
no,
why
I wouldn't say that. I
week.
wouldn't be saying anything about accountability or why you're in those chains before you fire me formally. Don't.
Pause. Right here is the heart of the frustration, the right to counsel. The defendant wants meaningful representation, not just a warm body in a suit. And honestly, he's not wrong. If your only meeting with your attorney is 5 minutes before court, how fair is that, really?
Don't say that.
I want an attorney that will come here, sit down
All
with
right,
me and
Mr. Du
go over
Bois,
my case.
let me ask you a
Or
question.
I can,
Mr. Du Bois, let me ask you a question.
yes, sir.
Do you want an attorney or do you want to represent yourself? Because you've said two different things now.
I want an attorney that will come here and that will go over my case and give me the time and respect that I get.
I have no control, Mr. Du Bois, I have no control over who the public defenders appoint. I have no control over how they conduct their interviews. I have no control over that. All that has been removed from the court back during the reforms that started the Indigent Defense Commission. I have no control over that. All I can do is, it sounds like, based on what Mr. Niegos has told me and what you've told me, all I can do is order that Mr. Niegos is removed from the case because there's been a breakdown in the attorney-client privilege. You might get Perry Mason next time, or you might get Barney Fife. I can't say who you're gonna get next time. But I do not have an endless supply of attorneys. Do you understand that?
I do understand that, and I don't, am I not entitled to a good defense? Am I not? 5 minutes
You are
before
entitled
we
to a
come
good defense,
before
but
you, Mr. Wiggins. Go ahead, sir. I don't want to interrupt.
Thank you. You're doing a very interesting job of not showing that. As I said, I have no control over who is going to be appointed to you. And yes, you do have the right to counsel, but you also have the right to hire your own counsel if you are not happy with the counsel you're receiving. And where you're indigent, which is what you are, I can't just go start knocking on doors and saying, please represent this person. There are attorneys that are under contract and under hire with the Wexford Missaukee Public Defender's Office. I have no control over that. So I'm willing to release Mr. Niegos. It sounds like he's in favor of that. It sounds like you're in favor of that. But I have no control over who you're going to get next.
But
I want to make sure you're clear.
Have control over how they conduct what happens.
And there it is. Accusations of bias, challenges to credibility, and a defendant demanding not just his rights, but dignity in a system that too often moves people like files in a cabinet. Whether you side with the judge, the defense, or somewhere in between, this case lays bare the cracks in the justice system. What do you think? Is the defendant being disruptive or determined? Drop your thoughts in the comments.
5 minutes to go over. We haven't went over anything in my case. Nothing. Don't you have? Can you point me in the direction of who to complain to? It's not my fault. I'm indigent.
I completely agree.
Who
It's
can I
not,
complain to
it's-
so I can
it's-
get proper and adequate representation?
Mr. Du Bois, if you would give me 5 seconds, can
I
you
am.
do that for me?
Absolutely.
You can contact the public defender's office here. They can direct you in a way to make a complaint. As I said, this is not the old days where the court had control over the public defenders. I don't do that. I have no control over who gets appointed, the directions they take a case. That has been entirely removed from the court. That's between you, the state of Michigan, and the public defender.